Hey there, it's Basic Dude, and welcome to our basic training video series for StarCraft II Wings of Liberty campaign. The basic training series is presented in casual mode for training purposes. During the basic training series, we will try to give you the tips, techniques, and strategies for your successful completion of the particular mission and the various achievements included in the mission, so that you can proceed through the Wings of Liberty campaign at all levels. Simultaneously, we will present the mission in the normal, hard, and brutal levels for your review of the application of the training which is presented. We will attempt to apprise you of significant variations from the training mission and the actual mission at the upper levels as they arise. We are starting our 10th mission, and as is our normal custom, we will review the research console in the laboratory, the mercenary contracts in the cantina, and the unit upgrades available and acquired in the armory, so that if you're following along with us, you can keep pace. If you're not following along in the mission order we have laid out in our basic training video series, you can get a feel of where we are in the campaign. Here we're going to review the available missions. And the first here is Welcome to the Jungle, and it will give us the Goliath. And it's with Gabriel Tash, and you'll remember him from our previous mission, Devil's Playground. The next mission is the Engine of Destruction, and the unit available here is the Wraith, which is a carryover from the original StarCraft series, and it's a attack fighter and ground attack unit.
The Odin is currently in the testing facility on Valhalla.
This mission, which we've spoken about previously, is the Dig and the Siege Tank, which will give us quite a bit of firepower once we've acquired it and help in our base defense, and we will be needing it. And we're going to say that that's next on the list. And here we go. This is our current mission, Safe Haven, and the unit here is the Viking. This will be our principal air defense and attack unit for the campaign.
Jim, I'm worried that something has gone very wrong.
As we get into the opening cinematic here, we're going to get a little background on what precisely is the situation.
They're disrupting all communications to the surface, and it looks like they're powering up their main weapons.
Jim, you have to stop this.
Matt, open a channel to the Protoss. Let's see how diplomatic they're feeling.
Intaro Tassadar, James Raynor. I am Executor Celendis. Your bravery and service to Ire are known to us.
Intaro Tassadar, Celendis. Listen, with all due respect, your fleet needs to pull back. The people on Haven are no threat to you.
Our observers detected Zerg hive spores infesting the colonists. They must be purified. If you wish to undertake this mission in our stead, you will permit it.
Jim, some of my people are infested. But you can't let the Protoss just destroy them all. If you keep the Protoss at bay, I know I can find a cure for the infestation.
Well, looks like we've got a Zerg infestation, and now Jim Raynor's got a choice to make, whether to side with his old friends the Protoss, or with Dr. Hansen, and try to save her colonists.
The choice is yours, James Raynor. We await your answer.
Regardless of which choice you make here, you do get the Viking as the unit. We will end up playing both missions, but for our campaign purposes, we're going to follow with the safe haven portion, or save the colonists. And so, let's see how this works out.
Whatever's happening on Haven, my people don't deserve to be wiped out. We'll make this right. I'll find a cure.
All right.
Jim, the Protoss are already closing in on the
Safe
colony.
Haven is primarily a all Viking mission, and if you've been noticing, most of the missions in which you acquire a unit, the unit that you acquire is normally the savior for that particular mission.
They'll stop to burn every
It's
settlement.
a showpiece, and in this particular
You sure know how to pick a fight,
mission,
cowboy.
we're going to be under a little bit of stress because the timing is going to be contingent on
Remember, they can change you with
the
jet into a combat
flow
walker
of
back.
the mothership,
Pretty nifty stuff.
and
Jim,
so there'll be restrictions in terms of timing, and it'll be quite active even at the normal and above levels. Now again, in the casual level, our enemy is at half strength in terms of hit power and life. But we're going to play this as if we were in not less than a normal mode, but the strategies we're presenting are equally available and were used in our normal, hard, and brutal presentations, which you're welcome to review. Alright, once the mission loads, obviously we're going to start off in our normal fashion, and that's to build our economy. And again, strong economy is always the basis for a successful mission. Without that, you can't acquire units. So here we go. You want to get your SCVs going, but immediately once they've started mining and you've got your first SCV
Located the
going,
Protoss Nexus'
add
channeling
the
power to
reactor
purify our shields.
to your starport.
We'll have to destroy them
It'll
before
give
we
us
can
the
stop the
ability
purifier.
to make 2 Vikings at a time. We also want to set up a base defense, and it's not going to be very extensive. It's going to be made up primarily of this bunker, a couple
We
of
should be
missile
ready to assist
turrets,
in the Protoss attack.
and a little backup force.
SCV ready.
Keep on building your economy, keep on building those SCVs, and after you've built your first supply depot, you want to start populating your
Ready.
Vespine geysers.
I'm on it.
Add-on complete.
Alright, as soon as that add-on is complete, go ahead and start building 2 Vikings as the minerals become available. We want to attack our
Fighter flight.
first
Yeah, right. Big job. SCV ready.
Protoss base with 5 Vikings, and we would choose 5 over the 3 originally given us because they'll give us a little bit more security and end up with less losses on our forces and a little bit quicker of a
In the rear.
time lapse on the completion of destroying that
Sir,
particular
the purifier has arrived and is on
base.
the move.
Ready to plunder.
Alright, there we go.
Get into the fight.
There's our 5 Vikings, and we're going to go ahead and attack
SCV ready.
over the ridge here
Not enough
against the
minerals.
base. And I think that whenever you can, you want to take advantage of snipe areas, and that particular ledge is a snipe area, as you'll see in a second. But we'll be confronted by a couple of phoenixes and a couple of warp prisms, which power the Protoss cannons down there. Once those are taken out, you can land on the ledge and attack the Nexus. In the meantime, back at base, you want to go ahead and start your second starport.
The
We're
Purifier's
going to
coming
need
into range
to
of
be
a
able to
colony
develop
base.
as many Vikings as we possibly can. And as soon as the starport's built, we're going to go ahead and add a reactor to it.
Keep at it, boys. We
There
gotta
we
stop
go, that
shit.
first Nexus is down. You want to bring your Vikings back into base, heal them up a little bit, and we're going to go on to the next portion in a second, which is
Complete.
to defend a colonist outpost from a terror fleet. And you'll see that pop up in our mission objectives in a second. Again, in the meantime though, keep on building those SCVs, keep on building your economy, and adding to your Viking force. There we go, there's that starport. And we should get that, there we go, reactor going right away. And moving forward. Again, as you know, we like to see that bunker filled with 4 Marines and 1 Marauder. I think it's a pretty steady defensive maneuver. So I use that as my standard. Alright, we're going to send out our first 5 Vikings out to intercept the Protoss terror fleet. And as soon as the Vikings coming out of the starport are built, we're going to have them join it. You want to go ahead and start another gas geyser going also, as we will end up with a little bit of a lag in Vespene production. So again, as soon as you can, get that second Vespene gas geyser going and make sure it's populated again. 3 SCVs to a geyser and or mineral patch to maximize your production. So we're going to keep that SCV production going.
Insufficient Vespene gas.
Alright, there's our 2 Vikings coming out of the starport. And we're going to go ahead and get them to join our awaiting attack force.
Bad news.
Alright, don't forget to add your armory so that we can get the upgrades for our Vikings. We want to be able to do that. And as an additional supplement to our base defense, we're going to go ahead and call down the mercenary war pigs, include them in a defensive group,
The colony
control
ships.
group 2,
Those people don't stand a chance
to
unless
help
we
in our
stop
base
it.
defense. All we need now is 2 of the missile turrets, and our base defense will be pretty much set. And again, this is throughout all the levels. You really don't need too much more than that. We end up with a couple of little problems, but we'll talk about those as they come up. Now, if you can attack the Protoss here at the first terror fleet before they start dispensing their attack units, you can pretty much take care of those Protoss without incurring any damage.
The
Once
colonists have
the
evacuated the first settlement.
terror
and
fleet's
Purifier's
been
back.
destroyed, the colonists will take off, and you can
Colonists left
pick up the
some resources
minerals that
behind after
they
evacuated.
leave behind, and they are definitely needed as a help us build again our Viking army and assist in our defense. So always pick up those minerals.
It's your dime. Transformation systems primed.
Alright, back in base again. We want to go ahead and heal up. And we're going to have to go ahead and get ready to attack the second Nexus. As you see that we've got a couple of base attacks, nothing of major consequence. And really, again, throughout all the levels, you should be able to avoid a lot of micromanaging at the base defense level. Because again, I think that what we have is adequate once we've added the 2 missile turrets, and there we are now, doing that. As we send our Viking force to the south, to that colonist outpost there, just outside of it, you see we've got 11 Vikings available, and I think that's an adequate force to go ahead and attack the second Protoss Nexus. And again, if you go through the colonist base, you'll come upon another ridge. And if you attack just over that ridge, you want to go ahead and take out the air units in this particular base. This one you need to be a little bit more careful about because there are Colossus and possibly Colossi or more than one Colossus in the base, especially at the upper levels. But once you've cleared those particular units, you should be able to land on the ledge again and snipe out the Protoss defenders. Be sure to get that one warp prism that we just took care of, because that will give the Protoss vision onto that ledge and cause you to incur more damage in your units. But once that's taken care of, you can lift off and phase up to protect against the second Protoss terror fleet. Send our wounded Viking back and get supplemented with the Vikings as they're being produced. Again, keep your economy up. Try not to get supply blocked too often. And again, just play it as best you can here. There's not a lot of micromanagement required in this particular mission. But you do want to produce as many Vikings as you can. And if you noticed, we did 5 Vikings against the first Nexus. We wanted 7 against the terror fleet, the first terror fleet. 11 against the second Nexus. And here we want to be able to accumulate up to 1 pallet, because as soon as we're done with defeating the second terror fleet, we're going to go off to attack the third Nexus. And again, I like to attack that particular Nexus with around that 24 full pallet number of Vikings. So again, keep building your Vikings. Don't forget to get your upgrades. And just keep on hustling. Right now, what do we got? We got 19 Vikings, and we're still building them. Now there is a second part to this mission, because it does get a little bit more difficult in the hard and brutal mode, especially in brutal. And we've developed a alternative configuration for the brutal level that is a separate video apart from this, and it's actually part of our original presentation of this mission in an earlier training session, as we've realigned our mission order. And we're going to refer you to that just in case you run into trouble on what the configuration could be for survival mode and brutal. So take a look for that if you feel that you're going to end up in that situation. So there we go. We've got just about a full pallet of Vikings. Pretty significant force. And we should be in good shape, and we just need that terror fleet to come by so we can destroy it and move on to the third nexus. And here comes that terror fleet. Now again, in the upper levels, you'll get more than just the two carriers attacking. They'll be accompanied by void wraith and phoenixes.
That was a close one.
But again, we're going to take
Colonists
advantage of
successfully
the
evacuated that
casual mode for training purposes. And again, after that, remember to pick up your minerals that are abandoned so that you can continue building Vikings. Now, once we've gathered these minerals, we're going to group up all of the available Vikings that are in the base. There we go, there's 2 more. We're going to add them to our original attacking group, Group 1. Any Vikings that we produce from here on out, we're going to leave in base, and we're going to explain that to you in a couple seconds on how that's going to work out for us. But again, leave those in base, and let's start our attack into the third nexus area. I like to kind of do this attack in terms of circling around the base. Now, that's not always the most efficient, and as you'll see in the other training videos, we've kind of modified it. So you got to kind of play it by ear, really. But if you circle around as we're doing here, you'll be able to do your best job at picking off the air units of the Protoss, and it'll give you enough of a little open area, as these cornfields down here, or whatever kind of field that is, to land in. And when you land in there, you're going to have to take out the ground units, which includes a couple of Archons, and we get up over the level that'll include a High Templar, so again, it could be a little significant. But anyway, we've taken out that third base. We're going to use our attack group 1 as the attack toward the mothership, and they'll be attacking from the south at the rear of the mothership, and we're going to include the units that we've accumulated at our base that we're building to attack from the north in controlled right. So we've got an attack from 2 directions. And we're going to be able to dispatch this Purifier very quickly. Just a quick note here, the Purifier will go up to 8,000 hit points by the time you get to the brutal level. So it's going to be a little bit more significant and tougher to destroy. But anyway, that is the Safe Haven mission. We've accomplished the mission objective. You shall not pass, which is 3 bases saved. Here's our score sheet. Hope this will help you in your play of this particular mission. And until next time, this is Basic Dude saying bye-bye.